It's a clipboard, right? Tailfin clipboard. Action! So today we are at service course in Wilmslow and we're just getting the bike ready for Atlas Mountains. Nico, very lovely mechanic, and I personally think one of the best mechanics I know is helping get the bike ready for the race and just sort of like
a mountain bike,
tidying up a few bits and bobs, setting up a set of new wheels, re-bleeding the brakes, and generally getting the bike sort of loaded up and kitted up, ready to go out to Morocco. So one of the things that I thought would be quite cool to get a professional mechanic to do is to run through some professional mechanic tips on how to maintain your bike in the winter.
Well, first tip obviously is keep it clean, but not many people have a jet wash.
What would you do if you didn't have a jet?
I would try and have a bike stand at least, and then 2 sponges, one for the drivetrain and one for the rest of the bike. 2 sponges, always 2 sponges. Don't just use the one sponge that does it all. Have 2 sponges. Right. You know what I like mostly about videos Chris makes? That you don't hear the shit I say. Well, put the sealant in before I pop the tire. Schwalbe, Schwalbe. If you can, install the tire without the sealant first. Essential.
Yeah.
And then add the sealant through the valve. Because sometimes things go wrong and you have the sealant and the tire doesn't beat. And it's a real mess. Although, if you can't do it, you're gonna have to do it like I showed you before. So put the sealant first, because that valve doesn't allow to insert the sealant here. So this tip that I just gave doesn't always work. Doesn't always work. No. Now it's very essential. Do you want this aligned, or do you want this not aligned? It's very important to me.
This is very, very important to you, yeah?
It is very Well, you can either apply lube straight away, just make sure you don't really apply it only on the rivets. Sometimes the best thing for water displacement is to use some sort of pepper spray, like the Markov thing on the chain. That's not thrust. Then you let it dry out, and then you apply the lube that you want.
You're a waxer or you're a luber?
I'm a luber.
You're a luber?
There's a lot of gunk that sticks to the chain when you use wax. Not that a normal lube doesn't, it's just, but it also depends on the weather. You know, a wet lube always works, and a dry lube only works every now and then. Every now and then, especially, you know, for the winter.
Yeah.
Wet lube. It's basically 6 months of the year, wet lube.
In the UK.
In the UK at least. And then, well, lube every now and then. Bleeding brakes. It requires specific tools, handling oil, and a little bit of knowledge, so take it to your local bike shop. That's a tip.
Your pads are contaminated, sand them down and get a lighter to burn off.
I've got something better than Lazer. I've got a heat gun. This is my best friend. Yeah, make sure that the pads, the pistons, are fully retracted. Because sometimes they are a little bit out and there is a little bit more space that you can get by pushing the pistons fully back inside. They should always be done though, like gently and with plastic tire lever. That's the best thing. Don't do it with metal. Don't do it with tools basically. Just use some plastic tire lever stuff.
It's a nice sounding hub. Nice and quiet.
One thing about the quick link, if you don't have pliers, just take it above the chainstay and then hold the wheel and clicks on.
That is a good tip.
If it's here, obviously there is no tension here, but if you take it to above the chainstay, just hold the wheel and
Yeah.
click it in. Got a job. It's pretty satisfying.
It's really satisfying, that. You didn't have to give me a t-shirt. I'd wear medium if I was going to wear one though.
We say the same, Cervélo. I know I say the R, you don't say the R.
Cervélo.
Why don't you say the R?
I can't do that.
R.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can do R.
I can't do
R.
It's pretty sexy.
Don't, not on camera, mate. Cervélo. Cervélo.
Cervélo.
Cervélo.
Cervélo.
Cervélo.
Cervélo.
Cervélo. I do not know. I mean, there's an R there, but where are they from exactly?
Canada.
Canada. So, do they say the R in Canada?
American.
As a
Canadian,
question,
yeah.
R or without R?
Cervélo.
Without or with? Cervélo.
I also know someone that pronounces it Cervélo.
No. Cervello. Cervello, like, it's brain in Italian. It is. Brain.
Yeah. Brain bicycle. Velo.
Amazing.
Bike's done, we're gonna now get it all equipped with lots of goodies in the next video. Thanks, Nico.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Jack. Amazing.
Bye.
See ya.